So there's a question concerning Daniel's, the 7th chapter and the 12th verse. Daniel 7 and 12. It says, as concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time. So, when you're looking at this, like I say, you really have to go through the whole chapter to get the total understanding of it, but we're going to go into the question that was asked and just pretty much concentrate on the question that was asked. And we're going to look into it and bring forth some clarity on this scripture. When you look at the beast is representing here is representing the remainder of the nations. Their dominion taken, meaning their power, rulership, and authority is going to be taken away from them. Their lives prolonged because the nations will not be utterly destroyed along with the Edomite nation. They must be held in servitude to build Israel. Somebody got to do the work. So when you look at first and foremost, Isaiah 14 and 1. Isaiah 14 and 1. So it's a prophecy that has to come true. Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. He's going to choose the Hebrew Israelites and set them in their own land. And the strangers, these other nations, shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Most High, for servants and handmaids, for men slaves and women slaves. But see, it sounds so bad because of what was done to us, to not understand how it's going to be in a righteous kingdom. But they're going to be servants and handmaids, these other nations. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. Saying, it shall come to pass in the day that the Most High shall give thee, or the Hebrew Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. So when we have rest, then somebody got to be working. Con? So in Isaiah, going to Isaiah, the 60th verse, look at verse 10. And the sons of strangers, same nations that we just talked about, of these other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, shall build up thy walls. And a king shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, talking about the 12 tribes of Israel, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. We just read it in Isaiah 14 and 1. The Most High will have mercy on Jacob, who was the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. That's why he said, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, talking about the 12 tribes of Israel, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. And the only place in the Bible that is most likely going to have mercy on any nation is the 12 tribes of Israel. We just read it in Isaiah 14 and 1. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, our gates. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, the things that the Gentiles are going to be working in servitude for the 12 tribes of Israel in the kingdom. and that their kings may be brought. And the kings that's ruling over this earth going to be brought, as it is written. Listen, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. That's why it says that the lies going to be prolonged. Lies going to be prolonged because they're going to have to work in the kingdom. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary. They're going to be working, building the sanctuary. And I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. That means they're going to be bowing down to us. And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And they shall call thee the city of the Most High, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, as you can see, like I've been telling you, like a woman in travail, having a baby. The contractions get closer and closer. You see us being killed almost hourly now. Somebody got killed yesterday. Somebody got killed today. It's going to be hourly. It's going to pretty soon be out a minute. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency. That means it's going to last forever. A joy of many generations. Oh, yes. So, this is talking about when we go into the kingdom. Now, look at Revelations 21 and 25. Revelations 21 and 25. And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day. Let me go up from there. Verse 24. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it, into our gates. And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there. And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it, as we just read in Isaiah 60, 10 to 12. See? And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination, or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life. That's the only one's going to be in them gates. We got the gates that's going to the gates is talking right here. Just so those that say that Israel been disannulled, they don't exist anymore. Look at this. This is Revelation 21. We'll start at verse 13. On the east 3 gates. Well, let's read 12. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon. Names will be written on the gates, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Now, if we just saw it, we don't exist anymore. Why would these gates in the kingdom be named after the 12 tribes of Israel? Because we're going to be right there. On the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates. These are the gates that we read about, where the Gentiles are going to bring, the forces of the Gentiles going to be bringing things that they're going to be making and doing and producing into our gates. On the east 3 gates, verse 13. On the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. And in the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. See, and he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. See, so now it's going to give you the measurement of the city. So this is going to happen, but how it's going to happen when you look at the nations that are going to be survived, that's going to survive. So Revelation 13, 9 and 10, before I go to the other scripture that you question on. Revelation 13, 9 and 10. Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Everybody have ears to hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So that's a guarantee. Jeremiah 30 and 60. Jeremiah 30 and 60. Jeremiah 30, 16. Select. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, that means all our enemies, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee, they that robbed us, shall be a spoil. They're going to be robbed. And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. And Lord Yah, I restore health unto thee. Talking to the children of Israel. 12 tribes of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites. And I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Most High. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, who no man seeketh after. The Most High going to bring us to our lands, and we're going to dwell there forever. That's what, hopefully, this what you're working for. What your whole outlook on life should be about, making it to the kingdom. That's what's most important. Nothing more important than that. Everlasting life. That's what's promised to us. So you ask concerning Isaiah 63. This is the meaning. Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is this that cometh? Matter of fact, before I get that, I'm going to give to you what it says in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Yeah. Read what Edom says. What they say concerning themselves is very important. Y'all bear with me because I'm trying to do this in an awkward situation, but I'm doing it. I'm making it happen. Praise the Most High. We looking up Edom. E-D-O-M. This is in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. It says Edom. It says Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as a scene of great future judgments. See notably Isaiah 34, 5 and 6 and Isaiah 63, 1 down. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. And that's what they say. That's the facts that they know. Now we can go in here and look at what you asked about in Isaiah 63rd chapter and break it down and see how it coincides with what it is that we just read about concerning how the kingdom is going to be taken, the nation is going to be under subjection or servitude to the Israelites. Now this is how it's going to happen. Isaiah, they gave us this scripture, so we're going to go to Isaiah 63 and 1. That's the one you asked about. That's the one they gave concerning no mercy to the Edomites from the Most High. That's what they wrote. So you think you're going to get mercy? Better think again. Knowing that they don't have any mercy from our power, the Most High. Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? Basra was the capital city of Edom. And Edom represents the so-called Caucasian race, the indigenous ones. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. Talking about Mashiach Yahushua, the anointed Savior. I that speak righteousness, mighty to save, coming to save someone. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. So it's like his garments is red. It's like somebody stomping on grapes. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger. But this is only talking about Edom. And trample them. So he asks, who is this that cometh from Edom? It's not talking about the other nation. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. All his clothes going to be drenched with blood. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, is come. And I looked, and there was none to help. And I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation, which is power from the authority, unto me. And my fury, it upheld me. And I will tread them, and I will tread down the people. So you know it's people. Who are the people? Verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom? See? And he said, and I will tread down the people in mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury. And I will bring down their strength to the earth. So their strength is what? The army, the navy, the marines, the air force, their military. He's going to bring their strength down to the earth. And he says that when you read 2nd Ezra and many other scriptures. 2nd Ezra 13, one of my favorites, 9 and 10. It says, this is when the army, the navy, the marines, and the air force of all these nations getting together to fight Mashiach Yahushua. That's what he said. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue as he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together. Verse 11. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one. Hear that? And burned them up, every one. Every one of them. So that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, I mean, this will be without number, between all these nations coming together like they got their United Nations. They got their military, you got all the militaries of all these countries coming together. Innumerable multitude of Army, Navy, and Marines, and Air Force of all these nations. So that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. See? That's it, right there. That's why you look at how the scriptures, they join together in bringing forth the judgment that's coming on this earth, period. Nobody going to be able to escape it. So you see that?
I see so many on some of the videos, I see so many of the non-Israelites, the Gentiles. They have no response whatsoever when the Hebrew Israelites tell them that we went into captivity, slavery, and bondage as a judgment. They don't have any response. It's like, oh, okay, you know. But when you say they're going into captivity, slavery, and bondage, it's like, oh no, it's not gonna happen to us. John 3:16, or one guy was saying that it's like they don't understand salvation. even if they go into captivity, slavery, and bondage, is it their slavery? It's going to be better than our slavery, it seems to me. They're
That's
not
to you.
Be beat down and raped like we were. So, I was trying to figure out if that Isaiah 63, it sounds like it's going to happen. A part of it's going to happen.
That's
right with.
It's all together. That's why it's all together. It's like how he's going to do it. Because remember, if you look at 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, 2nd Ezra 6 and 9 says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. All the nations always followed whoever was in charge. Anyway, they always under whoever's in charge. That's why they all under Esau right now. They're influenced by him. They support the beast. Whoever was in charge when you had the Egyptians, it was the superpower of the earth. They was following them. Then you had the Syrians. They were following them. Then the Babylonians. They were following them. Persia and Medes. They were, they had 127 provinces. They were right under them. Remember? And then you had the Greeks came into power, and they followed them. Remember all the nations? And you got to try to get Israel to do the same thing that they were doing. As a nation, all the nations locked in. Because that's what they always have done. Then you had the Romans, they followed them. You see? All the way to now.
Okay, yeah.
They lock into whoever's in power. That's why they're the ones that have, they're the ones that's going to be able to continue to be amongst us. And our gates going to be open to bring in the forces of the Gentiles. These other nations. It's just like it is now. Except you look at paying tributary or taxes or whatever you're going to do to support whatever country it is that you're in or whatever, But some, like I was looking at Noriega, he had monies to be able to help people buy homes and everything, schools, everything. I mean, he was just. I was looking at all the things, the good things that he done for the people. And they wiped him out, got rid of him. Because it's the beast, it's the evil that's ruling the world now. Everything that's righteous, they don't want that. They want everything to be wicked, as they are. They want you to go to hell with them. So ain't gonna be no peace to the wicked. So anyone else have any questions? So that answer your question, right? Because I mean, there's no need in you can't like remember Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 7. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 7 says, as for the way of the Most High, as for the way of Mashiach Yahushua, we have not known it. So in perspective, you can't expect them to know. They're not going to know it. That's why I ain't going to spend no time dealing with them. Wasting my time a lot with them. Because they caught up in the world. That's all they know is what they look at TV, they look at the internet, they read papers, they being programmed. That's the media. Whatever it is that's happening, everybody's ready to vote for either two evils. I mean, because it's not anything that's set up for us. Nobody who's really talking about us. Everybody was happy that Obama got in. What could he do for us? When he's still operating under the beast. The major beast. That's saying you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. They don't even stand up for him. A lot of them. But you got a few months to do whatever you can do. That's it. Then you're going to go back to whoever it is that's going to be set up. Everybody going to lock into whatever they're going to put out. And do. Are there any other questions anybody might have? Because we're in very crisis times, whether y'all realize it or not. They was rioting in, I think, North Carolina last night. I seen they got this group that's going up in the churches. They mobbed the churches. This church, multi-million-dollar preacher, Rolls Royce, Bentleys, and everything you can think of and can't think of. He got rolling in the hood, but the people that live in that hood is suffering. And they went up there and confronted them. It was mobbing, man. It was big time. They said he might come back.
Was that North Carolina?
No, I don't know if it was North Carolina. I'm talking about they had riots in North Carolina. I said. I didn't say anything about the preacher. The preacher, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what is happening. The preacher, I put it on my Facebook page. I didn't get a chance to really look into it deeply. I just put it on there and wrote scriptures that go along with what's going on there. Because when you look at, you call yourself a religious person, or even I'll say that because that's what they're dealing with. Some religion, whatever religion it is, it's a religion. Well, we're not dealing with religion. If you look at it as such, they're supposed to be doing as Mashiach Yahushua and the apostles were. And that's how they were. They sold lands and houses, and they laid it at the money's at the apostles' feet. The distribution was made as there was a need. You're not supposed to be getting all this money to be able to elevate one man. And the people starving. I done seen it. People, that's what they went in them churches and said, look, you got people out here that don't have no money for Pampers and milk. And right here in this neighborhood, and your church is in our neighborhood, and you ain't doing nothing for these people that's in this neighborhood with your churches. And you racking in all this millions of dollars, and the first thing they say come out of their mouth is, we're gonna start with tithing for $1,000. And if you don't have it on, you can go to the ATM machine that's over there in the corner, in the church. They started with $1,000 tithes. So that's why they mobbed them. Surprise, surprise. They talking about, you got people come, you got one person come up there, yo, they helped me. They helped me. Shoot. Where I'm at right now, shoot. This cat cousin said, paying tithes all that time, he asked for $40. Y'all probably heard about it. He went in there and shot that dude, killed that dude who was praying or whatever they was doing, went in there and shot him and killed him. Went, got him a cup of coffee and some donuts and sat there and ate. $40. Nah, you can't get it. And you giving all your money. You done gave all your money to these people and you can't get nothing. $40. He just went off. I mean, he just lost it. And that's how it's gonna be more and more and more. You're gonna see. They coming after him. It's written. It's written. They gonna have to pay. Woe to the pastors. In Jeremiah 23, they'll scatter the sheep of my pasture. See? But they don't want to listen to the Old Testament, right? They want to look at the New Testament. The Most High have his vengeance. He gonna bring forth vengeance. He have his vengers. The ones that's gonna bring it forth. Can't play with this. Are there any other questions? I mean, you just look at the destruction of America for that answer, for all that. You go into that, it goes in all of that. You see, Mashiach Yahushua is coming to judge and make war, relative to 1911. He's coming to judge and make war. And remember, he said he's not coming as a man. So even when you see raiment drip with blood, there ain't gonna be no man. Ain't gonna be no man. Because he tell you in Isaiah 47:3, what he said, I will not meet thee as a man. So what he's coming, how he's coming back, you don't say. It says, Isaiah 47:3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. And that's what we're doing. We're exposing all the wickedness that they're doing. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I mean, shameful. Shame on you, America. I will take vengeance, he said, and I will not meet thee as a man. He ain't coming back as no man. Come back in his angelic power. But he said his garment gonna be drenched in blood, in their blood. Can't change that. That's prophecy. Look at all the blood that was shed of his people. Over and over. And we're seeing it right now, right now, right now, right now. What's the verdict? Not guilty. So you're looking at why. Say, why do they deserve this? Look at what's happening now. If your eyes have to be closed to and have no compassion for your people and see us being murdered. The last guy had his hands up. He got stopped. I think his truck or van broke down. He out there stranded. Have his hands up. Is it an open kill on us? It's just You
And
think
they killed him?
yeah, they killed him.
I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, they killed him, and that was in
Yeah.
that's where they was rioting. They was rioting last night in North Carolina. I think Charlotte, North Carolina. Anyone else hear about that?
I'm sorry. Man.
It's just a matter of time, It's still, I think it's like, what is,
I didn't hear about it.
who will rise them up? Somebody got killed today. Somebody, you hear about that?
I think they've got issues. I think they've gotten issues from the elites to kill us. I think that because the Hebrew Israelites are spiritually, you're the Most High's battle axe, and you're coming against them, and you're coming against the Christianity or religions. You're coming against them.
No, but that's not that. That battle axe, you got it wrong, Father. Battle axe. You don't understand the battle axe. That's the wrong scripture to deal with that. We gonna beat them down. We gonna with the battle axe. We gonna beat them down. That's what it says. That has nothing to do with what we doing now. See.
Well, the craft. I thought about Zechariah. Maybe Zechariah, the craftsman.
Yeah, that's right.
You're doing something.
Right. We're shaking a hand at the nations. You know what I mean? And we're doing what it says doing, but the battle axe is another. That's something else. We gonna beat them down.
Oh, okay.
See, that's Jeremiah 51:20. It says, "Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and women, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock." That's them preachers and their congregation.
Yeah.
"And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, the farmers. And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, said the Most High." That's payback. That's straight payback. Straight up. Everybody think this gonna just last forever? No. Most High is against this place. That's why he say, "Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain." Talk about America. Because remember they said in Wisdom of Solomon 5:7, we reared ourselves in the way of what? Wickedness and destruction. See, "Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, O destroying kingdom, said the Most High, which destroyed all the earth." The Babylonians didn't destroy all the earth. Who destroying all the earth? That's talking about America. And these kingdoms now destroying all the earth. Look at all the oil spills in the water. Look at the different sea creatures just coming out of the water, just going on the shore dying. Birds flying, all of a sudden they just fly out, fall out the sky and die. Come on. Destroying the people, their minds, the water's destroyed, the food's destroyed. That's why I tell you, the earth is defiled and the inhabitants thereof. "And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks." Roll thee down from the rocks. You know who live in the caves? It's a clear indication. Cavemen. Roll thee down from the rocks, because they're going to be hiding in the mountains. It will make thee a burnt mountain. It's going to make you a burnt kingdom. Mountain means the kingdom. It's going to be desolate. forever. You're going to have everybody come against it. So are there any other questions anybody might have? And welcome anybody else who came online. Anyone new? Alright, so nobody have any questions. I guess everybody know everything that's needed to be known then. Okay. Well.